Robert Whittaker, Israel Adesanya, the rematch. You know, Robert Whittaker, admittedly, he said that he was emotional in that fight, and because of that, the result of that was him getting knocked out in the second round, I believe.
Yep.
Israel, he brings the same thing to the table. I think his fight IQ is probably one of the highest in the sport. Whitaker, same. He's probably at the same level. It's just he didn't show up that night like he wanted to. What does he need to do? What does he need to change heading into this fight that will likely allow him to capture that title again?
Well, like you said, if that was one of the biggest factors, like involving that emotion, I think right off the bat, this one's in Houston, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not in his backyard. It's not in Australia. It's on neutral ground now. I do think that that could be a big help for him this time around, right? The other thing is that, yes, you lost the first fight, you did get knocked out, but you've already been in there with this guy for a round and a half, and sometimes that can be helpful too, where you've already felt someone's strength, you've already felt someone's size, like you're not kind of quite in the dark on what this matchup feels like, Robert Whittaker is 100% championship material. He's got a fantastic group of coaches around him. So, I would fully trust that camp to make the adjustments necessary to be, I would say, maybe a little bit smarter tactically in this fight. The fact that last fight was maybe like 7.5 minutes long. Inside that 7.5 minutes, Izzy made some really, really good tactical adjustments to what Robert was doing in that short amount of time. And that totally plays to what you said. His fight IQ is one of the best in the game. And that shows if you can make reads that quickly and make those adjustments and capitalize, your fight IQ is really, really strong. So I think, if I was in Whittaker's corner, I think maybe starting a little bit slower. I think attacking and kicking a little bit more, kicking at the leg of Izzy, and maybe doing a little bit more body work early on could be helpful. If I remember the first fight correctly, Robert was blitzing in quite a bit to get inside and boxing, and kind of rushing forward a little bit. And that's how Izzy ended up catching him, kind of with that counter hook, that check hook that he throws, and he caught him in the pocket with that. So, at the end of the day, it's 5 rounds, and it's not like, everyone wants to finish a fight, of course, but, you have plenty of time to lay some groundwork in a 5-round fight and set some traps and stuff. So I would imagine that we're going to see maybe a little bit more of a tactical and methodical approach by Whittaker in the early rounds of this fight that may set up something later in the fight. And like I said, I do think this fight being on kind of neutral territory in Houston should be helpful to Robert too.
Thank you guys for watching the video to the end. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the like button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of the content that we're putting out. We got a lot of things in the works, so please stay tuned.